Hi folks, welcome again to the channel for another review. This time we have the 30th anniversary release for Pulp Fiction. Hello again and thanks for tuning in for another review. As I was saying, today we're going to review the 30th anniversary release for Pulp Fiction. But before we start, I would like to invite you to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, if you're interested in physical media, especially Blu-ray reviews. You can also find me on Instagram with the same handle, Physical Media EU, where I post little pictures of all the items that I review. Now we can begin with the presentation of Pulp Fiction. And the interesting thing about this release is that in 2004 is the 30th anniversary of the release of the movie, so we got this special release, even though the movie had already been released in 4K before, and it's the same transfer that you get here. Another interesting thing to mention about this is that this movie came out now in December 2024, and in January 2025, the two Kill Bill movies, also Jackie Brown, are coming out in 4K for first time. Those are coming out as steelbooks. They were just announced. You can see the designs up here. I think they look particularly well. And Reservoir Dogs, that has already been out, is also getting an updated version of the steelbook, I think kind of trying to match the designs of these the new movies coming out in January. At the same time, mid-January, Arrow Video is releasing in 4K Inglourious Basterds. So it's definitely an interesting time if you are a physical media enthusiast and also a Quentin Tarantino fan. Now let's move on and take a look at this one. You can see here the cover is very simple, probably too simple maybe. It just says Pulp Fiction on black background, and on the back you can see there the definition of pulp. Here is the spine, and on the other side. Now originally this release had this J card, so here you can see how it looked on the front, and here the back, where you see a little bit more in details of the content and also details about the release, like subtitles, bonus features, and so on. So let's move on and open the contents here. So here we can find the movie in this very nice slipcover, and also this sort of envelope we will check out now in a second. This is the back of the slipcover. So let's take a look at the contents of the envelope. So it opens up like this, and here we find a set of art cards that you can see here. They look very nice. Honestly, the picture quality of this, the printing quality, I mean, is super solid, very good. So very nice. All of them have this kind of boring background, nothing to see there, but I guess that's fine. So there you go, these are super nice. In addition, it also brings some stickers here, where I guess the favorite ones are the wallet, also Ezekiel 2517, and the Big Kahuna Burger sticker. And also there is this other print, which has more kind of like a photography paper maybe, which is sequence of the 35mm print, I imagine, where some of the scenes are marked. I apologize for the reflection you see on the video, but that's why I will post these pictures on Instagram so you can check them out in more detail. So it's nice that this was added. I think it's the most special thing maybe of these extra things that come with the release, but it still feels like a little bit like not enough. I feel it's just like yeah, sure, it's nice to have, but I'm not sure it's too significant. Now moving on to the main dish. Again, here is the slipcover of the movie, which inside it has the normal 4K release that has been around for a while. We'll check it out now in a second. But the cool thing about this slipcover is that you can open it, and it has some like Velcro, and there is a pop-up of the dancing scene in Pulp Fiction. So this is very nice. I think it's a very nice touch that they did this. Definitely something quite special. And I have seen in other videos that I think not everywhere it had these Velcro thingies, which honestly they are a little bit annoying because they make it a little hard to open and kind of feel like if you are not careful enough, it might break. Maybe it would have been nice to have just like one in the middle, so it stays closed, but it's easier to open. A magnet could have also been an interesting choice, but I guess that's fine. Also, in my copy, the movie didn't come with any kind of foil or plastic around. It just came like this. And on other unboxes that I saw, it had this plastic around. I think mostly of those were reviewers in the US, so there could be slight differences. Now, if we open this up, here is just the 4K and the Blu-ray, same as before, so nothing too fancy here. Now, two things to mention. This is an Italian release, so you can see a little bit more in detail there. And what I found very interesting is that this has a 4K disc and a Blu-ray disc, but the bonus features are only present on the 4K. This is a first timer for me. But don't get too excited because there are only two bonus features. There are two kind of like documentaries, and they are just archived. They have been around forever, so nothing new there. Now, since this is the same transfer as before, I'm not gonna put too much detail about the picture quality, but what I can tell you is that this transfer looks super good. It's a significant upgrade over the Blu-ray. It has double vision, and honestly, it looks great. Maybe not as good as Reservoir Dogs did, but still super good. And talking about Reservoir Dogs, it also had a very cool release earlier this year, and let me show you what I'm talking about. And look at this, it's kind of like a Bible. Honestly, yeah, it's like a Bible of a release, I would say. Here you can see all the things that it has. You can also check out the link up here in the corner for the full review, but see how many things are included here, including the steelbook, also an extra Blu-ray with a documentary, a keychain, also a booklet, posters, steel cards. So honestly, I thought this release was amazing. And now, I have been waiting for a cool release of Pulp Fiction for a long time because, as I said, this has been released before. I mean, Pulp Fiction in 4K, and also it had quite nice steelbook, but I'm not a steelbook first kind of collector, so I was waiting for something else. Now, finally, they released something other than a steelbook, so I pre-ordered it very fast, and I got that kind of pre-order price. So in my case, I'm happy with the price I pay for it, or like not sure if happy, but like I feel it was a fair price. But nowadays they are asking around 50 euros for this, or like, yeah, I think it's like $60, 50 euros, 40 pounds, something like that. And to be honest, I think it feels a little expensive because at the end of the day, what you get here is the standard release and just some extra fancy packaging where that is not really that special other than the pop-up here. And Pulp Fiction, this standard version, is a movie that you can find normally quite cheap, and also many times is including those kind of offers like 2 for 30 or something like that. So it's a movie that you could get much cheaper, and here you're paying all the extra for the packaging. And of course packaging is important, but I don't think this packaging is worth 50 euros that they are asking for. It would be nice though if they release just the movie with this slip cover. I think this looks great. But when I look at this one, it's just like, I don't know, I feel like they could have done much more with the cover here. I know some people like it, but I feel like they could have done something more. What I do like though is the kind of release, this full slip case, kind of like the ones from Arrow Video. It's kind of the same size. It doesn't feel as premium quality. I prefer full slips versus, for example, those super big releases like Interstellar, right? Like the new one that is also coming out soon. So as I said, I ordered this one on Amazon Italy, but there were many places where you could get this from, also including many websites on the UK. I think the UK actually got the release a little earlier than in Europe. Here in Europe it came out like probably the latest. I think US was first, then UK, then Europe. And this one, because it's for the Italian market, it has the text on the back written in Italian. But the 4K is region free, the Blu-ray disc is region B, so that's something to keep in mind, but most likely this is a release you can find in almost any region that you live in. So in my opinion, if you have a Blu-ray for Pulp Fiction, it is a good idea to make the upgrade. Just not sure if this is the edition you wanna get. Maybe just a standard is fine, it's up to you, but honestly I feel like this one is a little bit overpriced. Lastly, I would love to hear in the comment which are your favorite Quentin Tarantino movies. You can tell me, I don't know, top 3, top 5. Are you excited about the new releases coming out in January? I'm certainly am. Remember also, you're welcome to follow on Instagram, which has the same handle, Physical Media EU. There will be pictures of this release and also previous reviews. And of course, you're welcome to subscribe to the channel as well. Thank you so much for watching and see you all at Doki Dogs.